Hey, what's up? It's Achilles, and today we're doing Yamato on Indecisive TCG. So let's go ahead and talk about the leader. Now, it's a double attack, active main. If you have three life, if your opponent has 3 life or less, give 2 rested on to this character. This is a card that I have like a love and hate relationship with, mainly because don't like the matchup with the RP Luffy. At least when it first came out, when I had to deal with the Sakazuki and the Yamato, just could not deal with this one having so much pressure. Later builds, currently with the Brule and just the earlier blockers, definitely help out with this, with against this matchup. So I don't hate it as much. But during that time, I was like, well, if this is gonna keep my deck, let me might as well play it. That way, once this deck is gone, I can go back to my RP Luffy. At least I think my mindset was at the time. So let's go ahead and start talking about the new cards that I got. One of the key cards in the aggro is this 1-cost searcher that if you give it 2 Don, it gets plus 3,000. So those 2 Don plus the 3,000 makes it 5,000. And then you can look for on play a Wano card that's 2 or more. And this is really good. You play it out on 1, you go to 3 Don, you throw all 3 Don onto Yamato, swing 8. They either give all the cards in their hand, or they take it. If they take it, then bam, you swing Yamato a 5, and you just get to get cards out of their hands. If they don't, if they do decide to counter this and then you swing, you're not able to swing with the Yamato. You'll be able to swing with the Yamato another turn. So definitely devastating combo early, as well as let's talk about our other SR Momonosuke. He will, if your opponent, if you're at 2 or less life, your leader gains plus 1,000. So just being low life, you get to have plus 1,000 leader, just another 2k that they have to give you, or if it's 6k leader, they have to give you counter, just in case you allocate your Don where you're not putting on the leader. Most of the time you are, because of the double attack, but I mean, who knows, you might want to clear board and not give it 1,000 Don. But definitely free 1,000 to your leader if you're at 2 life or less. Great. Then active main once per turn, you may return 2 rested Don. So if you have leader effect, give those 2 rested Don to something and then return those 2 Don. So this character can get rush plus 1,000. On the turns after you play this, you're still able to do the effect, just so you can attack with 6-8 and not 6-7. 7k swing is always great. That's 2 cards, but 8k swing is 2 2ks. So that's definitely something that they have to think about. Definitely a good card. We only have them at 3, just because it is good for the aggression. It works with your leader, but there's a lot of cards that I wanted to fit into here, and we'll talk about our common Izo, which is crazy because this, I think, is one of the best cards that it got. Basically on play, one of your land of Wano cards gets banished, which is almost the same thing as the O-Nami. She can kind of choose anything, which I guess would be our Hody Jones, is what it can't, what the Izo can't hit. But most of the time you want to give it to your leader for the double attack pressure. This one is a little bit better early game because this card late game, because this card gains blocker when you have 2 Don, attached to them. So late game, in order to protect your bigger bodies, you can kind of throw 2 Don on him, or even just stop yourself from getting gamed. You give your leader banish, swing, and then throw 2 Don on him. The only problem with that is you are swinging before this thing becomes a blocker. But I mean, who knows? They might not pop it if they have some kind of trigger, just because they don't know if you're gonna give him Don, or if you did play him out early and he sat there all day, all game. Eventually, one of the turns you can kind of just slide to Don on him, and he's a blocker. And then versus O-Nami, which is, like I said, is a better early game, because you can throw 2 Don on her and she's a 5K swing, which does nothing for you on, like, after you play her on the defensive side, where this one does have that blocker effect. This one, on your turn after they play their turn, you can swing into her. That's why we're running 2 and 4 Izos. I mean, I wouldn't hate adding 2 more, but it's very tight, this deck list. And we're running Doji. Really good card. Only running 2 because its effect is, if your leader has land Wano type and your opponent has three or more, which is the opposite of what you want when Yamato is 3 or less, to get to move 2/9 up to one of your opponent's characters with the base cost of 5 or less, or you get the KO. So essentially, if you're playing a deck that's really blocking up, that's countering and able to like keep cards in their hand and block her up, this card is amazing. Mainly 5K, I mean not 5 life leaders like Bonnie, Shanks. This card is amazing. Into 3 life leaders or 4 life leaders, if you hit them with double attack, this card is gone. With 3 life leaders, if you hit them with any other card, this card is in off. So that's why we're playing it at 2, just because in certain matchups, this card can just end up being just a 1K counter. Then we have our Dracula Mihawk, which is a really good card because we want to cheat out bodies. We kind of want to give all our Don to Yamato and kind of just get some bodies out by triggers if possible. If not, we can cheat him out after, not playing any cards for a few turns. By with him, we get them out. Our target is going to be Hikanojo, just because if she goes rested and they've taken a life from you, going 8K leader, 10K leader, 12K leader, whatever, you cheat her, her out. She comes out sideways. If they do decide to attack into her, you gain a life. If they don't, then you have this body that can swing 6. Neko, really good card to cheat out of life, and also a card that they won't be expecting and can swing into their active bodies. So there's many times where you can get rid of bodies that you normally wouldn't be able to get rid of, which makes him kind of a key card. And then we have our Kinemon, 4 of 2K, a body that we can cheat out, a body we can swing with. We like the defense with the offense always. Gotta be balanced. If you ever watch Cobra Kai, you'll learn that lesson. Now we have our Hiyori. She is key because you play her out. She has active main, so Blackbeard doesn't touch her. Pretty much no card I think can stop her. So you're able to trash her, play out a 5 cost for only 4 Don, and draw a card. So yeah, you lose 2 cards out of hand, but it's only really 1 if you ask me. And just being able to play this Yamato, which I have 2 secrets of. I mean, conspiracy. Oh shit. Conspiracy theory would say I have 2 of these because of it. Whatever. But this card is really good. Hard to keep out on the board because it is only a 5K swing. But the fact that it has double attack and banished, they need to address this card as soon as it comes out. If you get even 1 swing out with her, it is something that can make your opponent sweat, because that double attack and banish is no joke. And then she will also it's something you can protect with the Iso if you think about that. But anyway, she is definitely something not to be fooled with. easy to get rid of because she is a 5 cost, and a lot of people are playing 5 costs, and then a lot of people are, you know, planning to KO those bottom deck, whatever they can. But if you can get her out in certain matchups, she's great. She is a 1K counter, so she's not not that useless in certain matchups. Definitely 1K counter. Good to play. Just a target for Hiyori as well. And then another target would be that Momo. Momo's great because you can do things like Hiyori, which sets up these cards to put them in life, and then Momo to heal. So effectively defending yourself and getting a life and getting ready for offense after they attack into you. You can also put at the top or bottom. So if you're playing another yellow deck, you can play the Hiyori just in case they have like a kid or some kind of burn effect or a Robin banish. Definitely great in that way, as well as Dendro, more for the black matchup. But a 5/6 body that can come out of life for free is really good. Kikinojo would be easier to bottom deck a KO. You know, that +1 sometimes could make a difference, but even so, you throw 2 down on it, and then all you have to worry about is maybe a trash effect. But it does make them swing into you as well. We already talked about the Momo, and the last one, Hody Jones. We thought we were gonna get a Yamato Land of Wano version of Hody Jones, which would have been definitely cool, even if they leader locked it. Definitely thought we were gonna get something like that, but we didn't. So now we have to play Hody Jones, and definitely good into all these matchups that are playing all these chump blockers, 1K big blockers, and Gum Giants. So definitely a key card into the meta. If you're ever playing a green deck, I would say try to fit a few of those in, at least 2. But let's go ahead and go straight into the gameplay. All right, so now we're looking into our first match. It's the Blackbeard match up. He gets to pick. He goes first, which I was surprised at first, but I'm guessing he just doesn't want me to swing with the Yamato and double attack Yamato. So we're just looking off the back. We have a 5K body, so we're gonna go ahead and play the Hiyori out. We don't know if they will, even though they know that we grabbed the Hiyori, if they will turn on plays. If so, then we can heal one of our Yamatos with the Momo. If not, we'll see what they'll do next turn. But I'm definitely swinging into Lafette, getting rid of that body because it is annoying, and we can't let him have cards. We want to take cards out of his hand. We're gonna counter this. It's sad that we don't have a 1K that we really want to give away. We could have probably gave away one of the Hioris. I was just being a little bit greedy there, and he plays a blocker here, and he black holes. So with that being said, we're not gonna play the Hiyori because we definitely want to try to swing into his face. We are gonna get rid of one of those Hioris. Just deciding what we want to do here. We can play the Iso, but it won't give us the banish, so we're just gonna hold off and see. We'll swing 6. He only has 4 cards in hand, and now we can just give 2 on and swing 5. So we get to play a little bit aggressive here. We got 2 kind of pseudo blockers on board, and he goes ahead and swings into our Yamato, plays a Lafette. We got to get rid of that. Another one, because we had his hand size down, and now he's just getting it back. He actually not too bad with that, but he plays another Lafette. Just so many of these damn things on the board, and it is annoying. We can't keep them on. We can't swing into life with those things on board. So he does another black hole. Just trying to decide how we want to do this. Do I want to risk it and only throw one onto this Yamato? It's just for him to block or counter it and then use a Lafette later. We say no, so we're gonna swing 5 here, 5 into the Lafette. He can still block and have that, but he decides not to. He only has 3 cards in hand, so we're going to use the effect. I'm just deciding if I want to cheat out that, or if I want to cheat out maybe the 2K blocker, or the, I say 2K block, 2K counter, sorry. We have another pseudo blocker, which is also great for us because he is not able to swing into our life. We only really want him swinging into our life once he takes one more hit. He plays the Kuzan down, which plays out a Jesus. Jesus isn't pretty. It's a big body there, and another blocker. Pitching for leader effect. He only has 2 cards in hand, so we definitely can pressure him down. We do have a Momo here. We can give 2 Don to the Yamato, force out one of these blockers to go. We'll see, and we got one of the blockers there. We can return Don, swing 8 here, and if he takes this, especially with 2 cards in hand, 1 blocker on board, I think I should have swung, actually, but I was okay with finally getting them down to 3. We do have another Momo to play, so it's not horrible, but yeah, I definitely think I probably should have swung with the Momo just to be really aggressive. Now he does have a lot of cards in trash on this Jesus. I have a lot of counter in hand, haven't been countering all game. We do have a block that we can play, but he'll be swinging another 9, so I'm thinking if I counter out, he knows that I have the blocker. I rather have him swing into life with the 9 if he's gonna do that, and see if we can get a body off a trigger, and we do, and we get the Denjiro, which is good in this matchup just in case he wants to play some KO stuff. I'm not totally sure. He did black hole us, so now I'm trying to decide, do I Hody here or do I Momo? They're both AK swings. I do have 2 Don that I can play around with. 2 to 3 Don, depending on which one I'm playing. I think we're just gonna swing big with double attack, get the blocker out, and then swing twice or 3 times. Definitely want to go as aggressive as we can. We could go huge at the Jesus as well, but he does have that blocker on the board, so yeah, we're deciding to just see if he wants 2 cards in his hand, which he might, but he doesn't. He chooses to block. We'll play out Momo for sure. Play out the Momo. We'll attach 2 Don here, and we'll swing 8 and another 8. This is a little bit very aggressive with when he has 2 9K swings on board. We'll swing 6 first, see if we can get some counter out of his hand. Making those things even bigger. But then 8. So we're putting them down to 1. And we do have a rusher for next turn. He's at his 10 down. So if he does want to play Blackbeard out, he can pause one of our characters and then they can swing 10. Which we're okay with giving it there. And then thinking about it here, it'd be nice to have one more body on board, but I don't think, yeah, actually I think we do have enough counter, and he can't swing. If he plays Blackbeard, he can't swing with the teaching to us, which he does. He'll turn off Momo where he can't attack, so we don't get the free 1,000 here. But we do have 2 bodies on board. This makes 3 swings. 3 swings. He has 2 lives. Essentially, if we count the blocker with 3 cards. So we just need to swing into him with 8. See how much counter he has in hand. Assuming he has some bricks, most of the time they do. We'll attach 2, and we're gonna swing 8 all the way around. If he has a counter for one of these, he wins. If he has to block here, which I mean he can still block here. 7, 8, and he gives up because he knows another 8k swing he can't deal with. Getting a Kikanojo on the way back. But let's go ahead and go into our next game. Okay, so now we're looking at our Arlong matchup, and this is a scary deck. It's aggression versus aggression. So it's just pretty much who can really play what they want to play. Now the Arlong did win the dice roll, chose first, so he gets to do his shenanigans, his BS, right off the bat. And he's swinging 7 at us, playing, what is he gonna play? A double attack. Definitely don't want that right now. We have the counter, so we're gonna go ahead and give him the 2 and the 1. We really need him to, like, I'm okay with him double attacking me after he takes a hit. So the banish here is a little bit greedy on my part. I think I should have just gone 10, get the guaranteed here. But I was like, if you can do the bullshit, I'm gonna make you go through the bullshit as well. He goes down to 3 cards in hand. And I just had the advantage of having more cards in hand. Problem is, I do not have the counter. So if he does do a 7 and 6, I might be taking that. So yeah, definitely a mistake on my part. Definitely just go 9. I said 10 earlier, but 9 straight to face. Guarantee we get this double attack. That way on the clapback, especially with having no counter in hand, we can definitely build some bodies. All right, and he immediately swings 7 at us. We can't block. We have a trigger, but we know that he can swing. Oh, whoa, we have a trigger, but yeah, he has 4 life. Duh. I even said that to myself. So now if he decides to do some more shenanigans, as long as it's not 8, we can counter out of that, preserve our life. And he only does a 6k swing, and I'm wondering what is he playing for 3. which is the Mihawk, to play the Basil Hawkins. So he decides to go wide, but now he doesn't have any counter in hand for sure. We have 6 cards. So we definitely search for something here. This one's kind of hard to say what I want to play. We go ahead and bring out this guy for later. We definitely could have probably played something else, but like I said, we're gonna guarantee that we get this through. So even if he had 2Ks, it would go up to 9. So we gave him 1 more K than we needed, but you know, it is what it is. Now he's looking at this card, scaring me because I think it's O-Nami, and he's gonna pop my Izo. And he doesn't trigger. Maybe he forgot that he has the trigger on, so we're able to give 2 Dawn to our Izo, and I don't. I do not. Maybe because I'm not scared of game. I'm not scared of game. I want to see if I get. This is the gambling side of yellow, right? It's what triggers do you have? We'll be at 7 Dawn next turn, so we can definitely go for game. I have potentially 2 swings on board. Let's just see what life gives us. He swings 5, or he thinks about swinging 5 at us, which yeah, I mean, there's no point for me not to put 2 Dawn on Izo, besides like making him the target. We don't get what we like here. He goes 6, which yeah, we have 2 life. This guarantees, unless he has restand, but he can't restand before Dawn, not that I know of. He'll swing 7. I definitely don't have the counter for that. And with the 3 Dawn, I'm expecting a 7K swing. I'm expecting a 7K swing. He actually plays 3,000 volts. That's kind of a weird play there, mainly because yeah, I just don't have the counter. And even if I did have the counter, he doesn't win by game. We do get the Yamato. So now we have our 8 Dawn. He has nothing to rest. But we're gonna go ahead, drop the Hody? No. I think Hody is the initial play here. Hody is definitely initially what I was thinking of, but I'm thinking maybe not. Let's go 6. See how much counter he has in hand. 6. That lets me know if he couldn't block the 6, then he can't block, or most likely can't block, the Hody swing. And then we can, but he can. He had the 2K. So now we can throw 2 Dawn onto Yamato, make her a 5K swing. Swinging, and we can swing into the Belo now that we have no life. Oh, but instead of swinging into the Basil, we make him give up a 2K swing. Now that he has 3 on the board, we'll play out the Yamato, we'll add that to the top of our life. And now for sure, we have 2 blockers on board. We have 2 blockers. He has to get through them. Now, if he plays a Hody here, definitely bad business for us. We do have a good chunk of counter, but he doesn't. He plays a Jinbei instead, which rests one of our blockers. But Jinbei cannot attack life, so we're looking okay there. He decides to swing a 5 at us. Just deciding what to play. We're not gonna play this Yamato out at all. So he swings 7 here, and even if the 7 goes through, we'll go ahead and block, because now he has to do the Arlong, or he swings with the Arlong here. And I don't know if he's deciding to swing at life or at character. He swings at life, putting us back down to 0. Which now we're still thinking. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the counter anyway, but with that put us up to 8. I think that's what I was looking at. I was like, can I protect the Momo? He decides not to put the Jinbei sideways, with only 3 Don in life. He gave us a 6k swinger. I'm deciding if I should do banish here. I can do banish, or I can give it 3 cards. We kind of need this Yamato swing to go through. We'll see. If the Yamato goes through, we can definitely push for game. Just depending on, well, even with his triggers, so it does go through. He KOs him, but with 4 cards in life, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's possible, but bricks. Definitely an aggressive game there. Even if he did swing into the Momo, we didn't use him. We didn't use him to swing for. So even with his misplay, the O-Nami kind of cleared it up for him, made it a little bit harder for us to swing into him. But purple, blue, Luffy. This is the matchup. Of the quote Japanese tier 1 or S tier deck. We don't know with these starter decks how tier 1 this deck is anymore, if it is S tier, because we have our Yamato who's able to punch directly into his face. He did have 2 Don up, which a Thunderbaga would have saved him, but he wouldn't have ramped the Don. And I've always noticed to not counter out of the first one, even though you have 3 lives. It's better to deal with that after you get 9 cards. You're able to play out this card like Dove Flamingo, which is actually not bad now that I think about it. I don't know if somebody else is playing it in their deck, or if he got this up, but it's definitely a good card to have in this deck. I cannot no longer KO him, and he was able to set up his deck, potentially setting up his Sanjis. And I did lose the dice roll again, so I went second. So he'll be getting to 9 Don. So depending on how deep that Don Flamingo went, it could be a nasty 9 down turn for him. So right now, yeah, we're just going to swing 7. I could have developed a Kikanojo. I could have developed something else, but we decided to search. We decided to search instead. Just get a cheaper body on board, and we can still get the Kikanojo out with the Mihawk. So we're trying to go wide here. Yeah, so we're going wide here just so we can kind of poke at him. Generally, he may not have too many counter in hand. Plays a lot of bricks normally. We'll go ahead and counter here, and he undoes what we did, which is, I mean, it's not horrible. But we're gonna go ahead and play the Momo out. We're still swinging. Yeah, we're still swinging here. We're able to get 6 onto her, and he has no Don up, so he's gonna have to give us counter if he has any. We're gonna go ahead and return those 2. So we have an 8K swing. How do we want to swing this? Do we want to go for a 2K 2? Yeah, so we end up looking for a 2K and then 2 cards out of his hand, and he ends up taking out of the 7, just not having cards, I don't think, and blocks on that last one. Yeah, so now he's at his 9 Don turn. He goes and takes out this character, and he plays out a Sanji, and I guess he got blind picked it, which is weird. This is a weird interaction because now it shows the Katakuri. He instantly did leave, so I don't know if that was a glitch or if he really did have a Sanji on top and he kind of blinded. But we won't know because he hopped out so fast and didn't say anything. If he did drop the 8K out, still not bad for us because we can just swing heavily into his board. He had no Don up. He would have to block, and we would have to just miss swing. But I think if we split evenly, that definitely was our game. Now we go into another aggressive matchup. The Betty Belo herself. This is always a tough matchup, just depending on what they roll, right? If they get the Karasus out, it's tough. They put you in deep water. But if you're able to out-aggress them, and we did win the dice roll, we do decide to go first. And we have the Yamato, which will grab a blocker just in case we need it. Because even if it's not blocking, it's healing. So that's always not a bad thing. He plays out the Betty to search out. Let's see what he finds in his search. And he chooses a defensive option, which is good for us or bad. That means he either has all his avant calls and all the cards that he needs in hand, or he does not. So he throws a Don on. I think he was just trying to attack my face. Not sure, but we can definitely, I think the play here is to play out the Tico, because then we still swing for 8, and then we can give 2 rested Don, 3, well, 2 rested Don and then 1 active Don to the Yamato to swing another 6. Because I didn't do that, I didn't have the rested Don to add to Yamato, so that was a big mistake on my part. But yeah, now we know just to be a little bit more aggressive. She does have a lot of cards in hand, and the Ivankov that we talked about is on the board. Definitely not what we want to see here. Let's see what she plays out. That means she would have to do leader effect to get the effect rolling. Now she has 2 5k swings at me, and I could either counter those both. I have the counter in hand, or I can play who can trigger more. Definitely a dangerous game there. We can definitely take one just to see, and just like that, we did not trigger, so we'll go ahead and give one. Now, because she cannot, for the most part, KO a 5 cost 5k card, I think we're gonna play the Hiyori out. But before we do that, or I guess before we should have done that, we should have definitely swung 6, see what we could have gotten out of her. But because we are the way we are, we did that incorrect. So now we're going to swing 6, and this is where I'm like, do I want to do this at face or do I want to do this at body? And we choose face because we have 1k swings, they have 2k bodies, so even if they power them up, they will only be 1k counter. That's the thinking in the head, not thinking about the active Dawn that they could play or they could not play. And they get out another cheap body, but they do go down 2-0. They'll be at 6 Dawn next turn, so if they do want to play a blocker, they can, but it is still kind of scary because with leader effect and 6 Dawn, they have some really good swings, and I need to block at least 2 out of the 5. So really scary there. Still waiting on the opponent, and they do nothing. So we in turn, and they have a lot of cards in hand. We have a lot of cards in hand. They have quite a few cards to go through. Karasu is scary here, especially since Betty can play him out without losing Dawn. Just a card out of hand. That's really scary to us right now. Splitting Dawn with leader effect is very scary to us right now. So let's see what exactly she wants to do. Now, after some thinking, we get the leader effect, and this is really, it could go anywhere. It actually misses one of the Kumas. I guess just to make sure she could get the Ivankov out on discount. She plays a Karasu, but not the Karasu I think. She ditched the Karasu I thought she would play. She plays a blocker. She still has tons of Dawn, so I was thinking not bad of a play because she could still split. Nothing stops her. Nothing stopping her from splitting. Swings to 8 at us for sure. We take. With us having 10k. We're just looking at it. He does a 5 at us, which is an easy 1k. This is hard because it's like I can take, because I also do want to get down. I want to see if I can play some more bodies out of life and risk it on getting some counter out of life as well. We'll go ahead and take, and we get a Paparuni here. This is a little bit greedy. Pop in the Karasu. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely greedy because she can still handle us, but it makes her play another blocker. It makes her play defensively. And with her playing defensively and how much counter we have in hand, we can go ahead and just toss away. We have 3 swings. She has 5k life and she has a 6k blocker. So now we have the option to either split our Dawn 3 ways, or definitely we can play out the Tokiyama, get +1, or we can get another attack out. We can definitely get our rusher out. So we're gonna swing 6. Test the test the counter. See what we get. Just off the 6. We have 2 5K swings, and yeah, she gives up. Definitely if we swung 6 5 and threw it all the Dawn there, we win. Maybe. She could have probably played this out. I could have messed up my counting, but I think with the extra attack, that kind of solidifies it. So yeah. Hey, what's up? So, definitely some good games. I want to go ahead and talk about these cards that I had pinned out. And Straw Sword, great card, rest anything, 2 Dawn, and then you get to apply that 2 Dawn to anything. Great card, no counter, not a really good trigger, hence why we're not playing it. And we're also playing for Hody Jones. So hopefully Hody Jones fills that void that you're missing. This is really good if you're going into a Blackbeard heavy meta. Our locals are even regionals. I think South is or Houston, or not Houston, Texas. Texas is normally a lot of black players, so Straw Sword may come in handy. Just a good card to have on deck. Momo, great card. I feel like it's more of the defensive build. If you were playing with the 8-drop kid, it would definitely be a great target to play for sure. Just to be able to fill your hand up. You probably even play like You Could Be My Samurai and all kind of other stuff to play a more defensive build. This isn't the one that I'm running. Yamato herself, always great. Good for when you're at low life, heal, possibly get pops, but because you're playing so aggressively, by the time you're at 9 Dawn, they shouldn't have too many cards in life, and then you may not even have that many cards in life to just pop on their side of the field. But it's still a good card to look at. We have Reizu, can be cheated out. Not a bad card. You do lose a card out of hand, but you can rest the Dawn. Kind of what our Hody is doing. So just because that is a thing, there's a lot of purple cards, a lot of event cards out there. Not bad to think about, but his stat line is bad. His ability, you must trash a card to do it. Just a little bit costly. Overall, not a bad card. I mean, not a card I would add, but also not a bad card. I wouldn't judge you if you had it in your deck. Smoker, definitely great. Banish, just to put more pressure on. You set 1 Dawn up so you can swing double attack for 6. Banish. There's a lot of things that you can play with this. It's a 7K, so it's harder for them to swing into, get rid of. I think if anything, if I were to replace this card, I would put this one in, but it doesn't work with the Hori. So just keep that in mind, but it does put some pressure down. Probably drop the Hioris down as well if we were playing these smokers. A card to look for in the future is Crazy. At 10 Dawn, you play him out, you'll have 6 Dawn available. You gotta get to play this guy out, and because it only restricts you from a 7 cost. You won't have enough Dawn to play Hody Jones. That'd be crazy, but you need something to activate Dawn or whatever to do it. So if you did have a smoker out, you did this, then do this effect, and you can play the Hody Jones out. So there's potential for this. This is just a crazy, insane card, and it's a blocker. So you can really establish some bodies and play some defense. Really good card. Definitely a card to think about. Here's a 2K card that you could cheat out with the Hiyori. Not a bad choice. But the 2Ks that you would take out would maybe Hiyori to fit that in. Just grab another target for her and have another body out. Not a horrible choice, I would say. Giku Maru. Giku Maru. Anyway, if this character is active, it cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effect, so it's a good body to stick out. It is Land of Wano. When attacking, if you have 3 or more attached Don, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with the original cost of 6 or less. It says 3 or more attached Don. It doesn't say to him, so this is a potential Hody like card. It does have a cap at 6 or less, but your leader effect, you give 1 more Don, and you're able to rest some characters out there and push for game. We talked about this kid. We don't have the other kid out on here, which is another possibility. If you're playing very aggressively, you can add this guy on to your list. Mainly trash 1 card, so those decks that are hard to get down, you can definitely get him out. Even in late game, he's great because if they have 1 more card, or if they have 3 cards, you play him, you double attack. You really can push for game after you drop the kid, and then early game he helps you get to the number that you need to get to. Also, once they're at 2 life, you get to cycle your cards so you can find your Hodys, your Momos, whatever you want to help finish the game. So just overall not bad choices. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's other cards we can add in. We can play around with this deck. I'm going to build this one soon. I have all the cards. I just need to put them all together. And I'm definitely ready to play the Yamato out. Cause I'm definitely trying to see what's going on. But let me know. We're out. Peace.